I know for certain, such as if we want everyone to live long and healthy lives, we need to change the food industry. There shouldn't be any more Tyson chicken companies, and there shouldn't be any more steak or people, cloning animals, because, we want to live long, we want to live healthy. So just imagine everything becoming vegan and tasting just like the original animal product that we ate before. Because a lot of people feel like they won't survive if they go 100% vegan, and that is because they're going to miss the animal meat, and the meat is going to be fulfilling for them. And if they don't get anything fulfilling, then they're not going to want to continue with the vegan process. But if you continue to advertise about the veganism and having people understand that food can taste just the same, just as if they have the new vegan chicken sandwich, but actually it's 100% jackfruit. They have come up with creative ideas, and it's still satisfying. So we can change the food industry just like that. No taxes. When we work and we go to work for hours, we can get the money that we work for without being taxed. The old system organized itself by having taxes to support other organizations, but really those organizations were still failing. And how can organizations still be failing if we still have taxes? So the taxes were to be a backup plan to keep the economy, from going in bankruptcy, just to be on the safe side. That was great. That was a great idea. But the economy was still going through bankruptcy due to the amount of newer structures being built and wanting to provide for newer things to obtain the lifestyles of individuals for their needs. But really, it was all about greed, and some of it was because of the health status of individuals. Taxes were to support the health status of individuals. And if we were all healthy, we wouldn't have doctor bills, and we wouldn't rely on the hospital to be our doctor, because we would be our own doctor. So therefore, because we will be eating fruits and vegetables and taking natural herbs daily and drinking fresh, clean spring water, instead of the chemical-based foods and the artificial flavors and the things like that that can cause people's bodies harm if you overconsume on it too many times. So now taxes are for the backup plan whenever things fail, such as people's health, and they need more support from the government. And they may pay a doctor bill, but that may not be enough, so they need to be taxed just to cover up some of the things that they could not afford. But they would be able to afford it by protecting themselves and having good health. So this is why, and taxes go way beyond that point. Taxes go way beyond that point. The taxation without representation had colonized certain individuals, and then it became a mass colonization, and the entire nation was depending on taxes to rebuild its economy, but the economy was still failing. So if you would think about it, people can take their money that they work for whenever they go to work, and they can keep their actual benefits, and they won't have to worry about paying taxes, because at the end of the day, the money that they work for is theirs anyways. And if you think about it, when you pay your taxes at the end of your pay period, many people wait for their taxes to get here, and then they're still taxed over that. And it goes in a cycle over and over and over. But many people suffer because they don't have enough money to even pay their bills or anything like that. And so people, would have these things to help them succeed if they kept their amount of money that they actually worked hard for, and they wouldn't be taxed for it. So I just wanted to make sure and pinpoint that this economy, the people in this world can really, and America is different, and not every place has taxes, but America would be so much better if they kept their money and if they weren't taxed for the hard work that they have already put in. They worked for that. If you were promised $10 or $15 an hour, and the end of your pay period, you receive less amount of money that you thought that you calculated correctly. That's because they took out taxes. Well, it would be very, very great if they didn't false advertise and say that you're getting $10 an hour, but really you're getting $7 an hour because we took out $3 for taxes. So, and it's a two-way street here, because they give you $10 an hour, let you know that that's how much you make, and then also let you know that sign a piece of paper that states that you need to pay taxes. And better, because a lot of people would be needing government help if they kept their money and if they weren't taxed, because they would have all the money that they need to get that little bit of extra something that is going to enable them to succeed and enhance their own lifestyle. That is the reason. So the only way that we can receive change is to allow someone with a new idea, or having someone else just provide, another person who has a new structure, the economy, getting back to health, because there are great people out there with many ideas that are able to help the world survive without it going all the way downhill, only because that person has a great idea. And if you can get someone with a great idea, you will be able to have many, many, many blessings happen, because all the great ideas are not covered up. They're not, in the ground. They are exposing themselves for a greater society. And the number one thing we need in order to have someone run a country, or help run a country and manage certain things, so that people can be happy and keep their money and not be taxed, and keep the money that they work so hard for, and not go to the hospital because they are depending on medicine, but because they're their own doctor, and they'll be able to provide their own medicine and their own healing from the natural foods that they put into their body. These things are already written in stone from Egypt, from Africa, for us to follow. But throughout the years, our script, our information that God has given us, and we are gods, we are the ones that have the knowledge and the information, but Europeans and other people have taken the knowledge and reversed it, and made it established for everyone else, but really it could have been established the right way without it being misinterpreted or reinvented, and that's okay, because mistakes happen. But now that we know that the really big idea, the real solution for everyone to heal themselves, is within the ancient text, and that is being exposed more than ever now. So this is why I said there are people that live the earth right now who know the ancient text within their heart, without reading things that are documented or that have been rewritten. Is already within them. Whatever that is within them has been written for millions and thousands of years. So this is why it's great to have a new idea to run the country, because everyone will be happy, because someone has a bright idea that will make everyone happy. See you guys.